Roll call, ma'am.
First District, David Ham.
Here.
Second District, Ronald Brewer.
Here.
Third District, Charlie Brown.
Here.
Fourth District, Pete Windemulder.
Present.
Fifth District, Christine Sears.
Here.
Sixth District, Ted Bilski.
Here.
Seventh District, Randy Newman.
Present.
There's a motion for the,
Motion to approve minutes for May 14th of 20,244.
Second.
Then a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Boards and resolution.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve Resolution 2427.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the resolution for the record.
This is a resolution proclaiming July as Parks and Recreation Month. Whereas parks and recreation programs are an integral part of communities throughout this country, including Lake County, and whereas our parks and recreation programs are vitally important to establishing and maintaining the quality of life in our communities, ensuring the health of all citizens, and contributing to the economic and environmental well-being of a community and region. And whereas parks and recreation programs build healthy, active communities that aid in the prevention of chronic disease, provide therapeutic recreation services for those who are mentally or physically disabled, and also improve the mental and emotional health of all citizens. And whereas parks and recreation programs increase a community's economic prosperity through increased property values, expansion of the local tax base, increased tourism, the attraction and retention of businesses, and crime reduction. And whereas parks and natural recreation areas improve water quality, protect groundwater, prevent flooding, improve the quality of the air we breathe, provide vegetative buffers to development, and produce habitat for wildlife. And whereas our parks and natural recreation areas ensure the ecological beauty of our community and provide a place for children and adults to connect with nature and the outdoors. And whereas the U.S. House of Representatives has designated July as Parks and Recreation Month, and whereas the Lake County Council desires to proclaim July as Parks and Recreation Month to recognize the benefits derived from parks and recreation resources. Now therefore let it be resolved as follows, that the Lake County Council declares July as Parks and Recreation Month. So be it resolved this 11th day of June 2024, signed by all members of the Lake County Council.
Motion is seconded. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Remind everybody, the Lake County Fair will be coming up in August. Please attend. Next resolution, Councilman Brown.
Madam President, I move for the adoption of resolution number 2428. A resolution honoring Caillou Yumbe. What is the correct spell? Not pronunciation.
And
Kaya and Jube.
Okay.
Second.
Was it second?
Yes.
Yeah.
Been made and seconded.
Whereas as the first generation of
Forward, please.
and his parents are here, why don't you join him up here? We need to see who birthed this fine young man here. Ladies and gentlemen, you will be surprised at the content of this resolution as I read it. Whereas, as the first generation of his family being born in the United States, 15-year-old Caillou Yumbe graduated in May from Gary's 21st Century Charter School. And whereas Kaya Yumbe became Indiana's youngest college graduate, receiving a bachelor's degree in general studies from Indiana University Northwest, and also earning associate degrees in biology and liberal arts and general studies from Ivy Tech. And whereas Caillou was reading flashcards at 13 months old and taught himself how to play the piano and speak Chinese, and I can't even speak English. Whereas Caillou holds a black belt in Taekwondo, is a member of the Jesse White tumbling team, and was a cheerleader at 21st Century Charter School. And whereas Caillou plans to begin studies for a master's degree in public health in preparation for medical school. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that the Lake County Council and all of the citizens of Lake County honor Caillou for his achievements and dedication, and that a copy of this resolution be spread on the official records of the Lake County Council, and an official copy be delivered to Caillou Umbe. Duly adopted by the Lake County Council the 11th day of June 2024. President Christine Sid, David Ham, Randall Niemeyer, Pete Lindemuller, Charlie Brown, Ron Brewer, and Ted Bldg, members of the Lake County Council.
Would you mind taking one more?
That is one impressive resume. Holy smokes.
Yeah, there you go.
No.
Working?
It's okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Make sure. Okay, great.
Thank you.
So would you like to say a few words? Yeah. Would you like to say a few words?
Microphone right here. Oh. Well, I'd like to thank the council members of the Lake County Council, as well as the school who provided all the tools in order for me to accomplish this, as well as Mr. Kevin Teasley, who's here with me today, who is the CEO of Geo Academies, as well as my parents. They were always supportive of me, and I'm just very thankful.
Well, you make them very proud. I don't know how you do all that. Study, I don't know if you have time for fun. I don't know if you're social active. And I must say, go ahead, please. Want to say something? Oh, okay. But you have amazing parents to stand by you. Like you said, your teachers are very proud of you. Thank you.
Madam President, I just want to say I was very impressed. I think you was on one of the channels on the news there, and they was demonstrating as you went to kindergarten and you jumped from kindergarten, I believe it's to second grade. I was just overwhelmed and impressed. I have never heard that before. Someone jumped 2 grade levels there. So I commend you and all the hard work you have put in and just being a great young man that you are. And I know we're looking to see great excellence come from you going forward. Thank you for what you do.
Yes.
Making the presentation gave me a great honor. But I only make one request, that once you graduate from medical school, that you come back to Gary and provide your services. Can I get that kind of commitment?
Dollar's right. He'll be right.
Luckily, he's too young to enter into a contract.
Right.
Okay, you got a motion, it was seconded, all in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Anyone have any acknowledgements?
Madam Chair, I'd just like to acknowledge the fact that our friend and colleague, Councilman Brewer's birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Get a chance to entertain my last year of my 40s, so. Get a chance to entertain my last year of my 40s, so, yes.
Oh, 50s aren't bad.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Madam Chair, just a reference, Marilyn Gardner, those that know her, that worked here for years. Keep her in her family in your thoughts. She lost her brother, who passed, and she's still taking care of her mom. She retired early, so I did hear about that yesterday. So just those that know her, she's rough spot right now.
Will do. Appreciate that. Okay, anyone else have any acknowledgements? Is Lake County Treasurer?
Madam Chair, I move for approval of creating new line items in the Treasurer's Tax Sale Fund, 1582, for 63320 advertising and 63220. First one was 63320, the second one is 63220 posted. I so move.
Second.
It's been made and seconded. Discussion, roll call please.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Mulder,
Yes.
Bldg,
Yes.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Beard.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
I move for appropriation in the same fund for 63320 advertising, $55,000, and 63220 postage, $90,000, for a total appropriation of $145,000 from 1582.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion, roll call please.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Mulder,
Yes.
Bldg,
Yes.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Beard.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Being down to the system.
Madam Chair, we ask for approval and the creation of a new line item 62240 household and institutional surprise.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion, roll call please.
Brown,
Yes.
Mulder,
Yes.
Bldg,
Yes.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Beard.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam Chairman, make a motion to approve a transfer out of the general fund from 63,919 laundry and cleaning of 3,000 to line item 62240 household and institutional supplies of 3,000.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion, roll call please.
Mulder,
Yes.
Bldg,
Yes.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Beard.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Criminal courts.
Madam Chair, I move for creation of a new line item in the late surrender fee, which is extradition fund, 1586, for 63995 other services and charges.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion, roll call please.
Bldg,
Yes.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Lindenmuller,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Move for a transfer in the extradition fund 1586 from 63920 food and lodging, $11,586.38 to 63995 other services and charges in the same amount.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
I move for approval of grant renewal application for criminal courts supporting addiction-free environments coalition safe grant renewal application.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Ordinance.
Motion. Is there a question?
It's an ordinance, ma'am.
No,
No, it's not.
that was for the,
The grant?
I got ahead of myself.
That's okay. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Madam Chair, in Superior Court, Room 3, Department 4004, move for approval of an ordinance establishing the Lake County Veterans Court Endowment Fund. It's a non-reverting fund.
second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yeah.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Lindenmuller,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam Chair, do I need two readings on? Oh,
Yes.
I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to suspend the rules. Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Lindenmuller,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam Chair, I move for approval on second reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve on second reading. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Lindenmuller,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Plan commissions.
Steve. Madam President, I move to approve ordinance number 2573, Paul M. Horst owner, Nathan Devis petitioner, from 5/15/24, CDD to R2. It had a favorable recommendation, 5-0.
Second.
Any comments?
And second is
There's any question?
discussion. Roll call, please.
Brown,
Yes.
Lindenmuller.
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam President, move to approve ordinance number 2574, an ordinance to amend the unincorporated Lake County Unified Development Ordinance number 2560. Had a favorable recommendation 5-0 from the Planning Commission.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Lindenmuller,
Yes.
Bilski. Niemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Sure.
Yes.
A quick question. Can you pull up the, ordinance we have for golf carts in unincorporated county? I think it's something, that, I was talking briefly with Linda this morning, and I think what is it, fall under you guys?
I don't think so, because we really don't control the roadways, so I don't think it'd be a planning issue where they could have the golf course, but I can do some research and come up with something or try to figure that out.
Yeah, if you do got anything, would you just shoot me a text?
Absolutely.
Tell them we said anything.
I will. Okay, right. Thank you all.
Actually, I think we,
Second
yeah,
reading on.
for the UDO. Madam President, move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded to suspend with the rules. Roll call, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Lindenmuller,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam President, move to approve on second reading.
Which one?
The UDO, because it's not a zoning change.
257.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded, discussion, roll call please.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. Madam President, for weights and measures, I move to create new line items in the weights and measures user fees fund 27255, 61190 part-time, and 61360 workman's comp deduction.
Probably.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call please.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam President, I move to approve an appropriation in the weights and measures user fees fund 7255, 61190 part-time, $25,000, 61360 workman's comp deduction, $500 for a total of $25,500.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded, discussion. Roll call please.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam President, I move to approve an ordinance amending the Lake County part-time employees pay rate ordinance for 2024, ordinance number 1490B.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded, discussion.
Today, make a decision.
Roll call please.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam President, move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to suspend with the rules. Roll call please.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam President, move to pass the ordinance on second reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded for approval on second reading. Discussion. Roll call please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Lake County Sheriff.
I do the highway department.
Oh, yes, Highway Department. I did it myself, just because of me.
Madam President, I move to approve an appropriation, the County Highway Fund 1102, 64500, construction, reconstruction, $1 million.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call please.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Now the Lake County Sheriff.
Madam President, I moved for the approval of a transfer in the Sheriff's Department from 61140 Protective Services, $60,000 to 61190 part-time, $30,000, and 61280 seasonal employees, $30,000 for a total of $60,000.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion.
Second.
Okay. Discussion. All in favor, signify by aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Lake County Jail.
Wasn't that an appropriate? Oh, no, that's.
No, that was
Transfer.
transfer.
I'm getting all off back here.
Where you at?
Slapping it.
Madam President, I move to approve the transfer in the jail general fund from 61140 Protective Services, $990,000 to transfer to 61100 overtime, $900,000, and 61190 part-time, $90,000 for a total of $990,000.
Motion's been made.
Second.
Second and seconded. Discussion?
Are we getting any closer to seeing that staffing issue? Are we making any progress at all?
I would like to say yes. I mean, we've been averaging about 50 officers down for the past several years. We currently have 18 that are in the hiring process. So if I can get these 18 on board and hold on to them, it'll help us out greatly.
What's the turnover rate right now? What's the percentage?
I'd have to get that.
Okay. I'd be interested to know that, to see if the action that was taken by the council before I was here has yielded any results, or if we've got to look at further, maybe things that are outside of the box to possibly change course.
I'd say the results are a happy staff with a good pay raise.
That is true.
Motion's been made and seconded. No. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Animal control. Councilor Brown.
Madam President, for animal control, I'll move to create a new line item, general fund of 61280 seasonal employees.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. I did have discussion with the sheriff's department, advising them that part-time employees are eligible for longevity benefit with a certain amount of years. So they still feel comfortable. They don't have anybody who's currently receiving longevity. So just want to make that known. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda
Yes.
Bldg,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam President, I move to transfer from the general fund from 61190 part-time, $50,000 to transfer to 61280 seasonal employees, $50,000 for a total of $50,000.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 7-0. JAG grant.
Madam President, I move to transfer from the Justice Assistance Grant Fund from 8262 from 63231 travel registration $1,196 and 63234 travel transportation / other $3,704 to transfer to 62110 office supplies $200 and 64490 other equipment $4,700 for a total transfer of $4,900.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 7-0. Councilman Ham, in your absent, we voted on the transfer in the animal control. Would you like to show your vote for that?
Yes. Yes.
In favor?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, motion is 7-0. Yes. All right, community corrections.
Madam President, move to create new line items. LCACC COVID Detection and Confinement Grant Fund 8131, 62410 other supplies, 64490 other equipment.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Brewer,
Yes.
Yes.
Linda
Yes.
Bldg,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam President, move to approve an appropriation in the LCACC COVID Detection and Confinement Grant Fund 8131, 62410 other supplies, $1,277.95. 64490 other equipment, $4,548 for a total of $5,825.95.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes.
Madam President, move to approve the grant application renewal for the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, Indiana Supreme Court, Office of Court Services, Opioid State Targeted Response, 2025 Justice Partners Addiction Response Grant Renewal Application.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 7-0.
Aye.
Oh. Okay, Health Department.
Madam President, I move for the approval of a grant renewal application, Grant Oversight Committee, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Indiana Department of Health, 2024-2025 Public Health Emergency Preparedness Grant renewal application.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
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 Opposed, motion passes 7-0. Fairgrounds, Councilman Niemeyer.
Councilman, I don't know if you had a chance to look at it yet. I apologize.
Yep.
We did add that cleaning and security deposit into this new ordinance and carried it forward.
Ordinance, I make a motion to approve an ordinance on first reading, an ordinance amending the ordinance establishing the Lake County Fairgrounds 2019 fee schedule, ordinance number 1423A.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to adopt on second reading ordinance.
Suspend
Amend-
with the rules.
I'm sorry, make a motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to suspend with the rules. Roll call, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to adopt the ordinance amending the ordinance establishing Lake County Fairgrounds 2019 fee schedule, ordinance 1423A.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Okay, Councilman Ham, you're up.
Madam Chair, I move for approval of a resolution of the Lake County Council requiring that certain townships within Lake County, Indiana shall receive a specified amount of the tax revenues distributed pursuant to IC 6-3.6-6-8 for the year 2025.
Move to
Second.
the other ones first. Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 7-0. I'm going to move forward to citizens' appointment for Parks and Recreation Board.
Madam Chair, if I could, yes, I have to if it's okay, I have a resignation off of one appointment on another. If I could go that route with it, read the resignation letter first. And then, which would creates the position. I don't know if that has to be recognized, should be done that
Yeah,
way.
if- if
Is it
you go
okay?
back.
For the record, yeah.
Just for the record? Okay. Gotcha on that. So Madam Chairman, I'd like to recognize a letter by Jesse Rippey, who sent a letter requesting resignation from the Lake County Parks Board
To accept the resignation.
to accept his resignation.
Thanks.
Yes.
Second there.
Motion's been made and seconded.
And we have a new appointment. Jesse would be moved over to the Contractors Licensing Board.
Who's the nominee?
And we have,
Could we vote first on the?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's vote on, okay. Any
Vote on the
discussion,
resignation.
any discussion on the resignation? Okay. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Madam Chair, we have a second resignation off the Contractors Licensing Board. Greg Homoky, Homoky, for Jasmine.
Okay,
He sent a letter here dated on the 11th of request his resignation from the Lake County Contractors Licensing Board.
I'll second Councilman's motion for the withdrawal.
okay, motion's been made and seconded for the resignation. Mr. Homke, any discussion? All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Madam Chair, we have a new appointee to the Lake County Parks Board. And a letter
Gonna make a
to be
nomination.
made available to you. If not, I have a copy here, but it should have been in your file. This is a letter dated on April 3rd. And this is a requesting consideration of appointment to the Lake County Parks Board. Mike Toth,
Okay, so, you making a nomination for Mike Toth?
we're gonna open, if we're gonna open.
Yeah,
up-
most nominations for Park and Recreation Boards now open.
Madam Chair, for Lake County Parks Board, I'd like to nominate Mike Toth.
Okay, are there any other nominations? Hearing none, nominations are now closed, and I hereby declare Mike Toth as a board member of the Parks and Recreation Board.
And if we can do this, I'm making sure, I don't know where Tori's at. We would make the, open up the nominations for the licensing board, contractor licensing board.
It's not on our agenda, is it?
Not, so wait till next month to do.
What,
Due to the resignation.
you can add it to the agenda. If you can have a motion to add the appointment to the agenda.
Sure. Madam Chair, I'll pass it around the letter, but would ask that we add the contractor's licensing appointment to the agenda.
A second.
Motion's been made and seconded to add the contracting license appointment to the agenda. Any discussion? All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Opposed, motion passes. Okay. We'll now open up nominations for the Contractors Board.
Madam Chairman, I would nominate the Contractors Licensing Board, that would be Jesse Rippey, RIPPE.
Okay, are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I hereby declare Jesse Rippey a member appointed to the Contractors Board. Now, would you be sure that Carol receives those names and those addresses, contact information of those? I got that letter.
Yep.
Okay,
Say one dear. Anything you would like to say? I'm sorry, Madam Chair.
No, he can move it.
no, okay,
Okay.
okay.
Provide that info to Carol.
Make a motion to have an United States.
Cool.
Yeah, I got the letters. I'll get it to her right now.
All right, Economic Development Commission, Maryville, hereby open up nominations.
Madam Chairman,
Oh,
if I could,
yes.
I did speak to the interim town manager in Maryville. The EDC is not really active right now. This is the Maryville EDC, just so everybody's clear, not the county.
Yes,
And he asked that we hold off on any appointments until they get up and running and get some suggestions.
Madam Chair, I would make a motion to defer to next.
Postpone.
Postpone. There
Okay.
you go, postpone.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made a second to postpone. All in favor, discussion? Oh, no need. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Crown Point Economic Development Commission.
Thank you, Madam
Open up.
Chair. Due to the move of the current appointee, Gary King, making him ineligible by Crown Point's ordinance to serve on the Economic Development Commission, I nominate John Jordan as Crown Point's as the appointment to the Economic Development Commission.
Okay. John Jordan, is the nominee, any other nominees? Hearing none, I hereby declare John Jordan appointed to the Crown Point Economic Development Commission. Okay. Lake County Study Commission on Veteran Affairs, council members, there are two, currently myself and Ted Bilski. Hereby open up nominations.
Nominate Council Lady Sid and Councilman Belsky.
Are there any other nominations? I hereby declare Councilman Bilski and myself, Council Lady Sid, as appointed to the Lake County Commission on Affairs. Then we have the Commission on Affairs Board of Commissioners member. Have they submitted anything? Or we appoint that? Okay, I would ask for a deferment on that unless there's something.
Check back repays there in front of me.
Oh, okay. Commissioner Repay,
What do you want to do?
you want to make a motion to,
If you open it, I will.
I'll open up nominations.
Nominate Commissioner Reapy.
Second.
Motion's been made. Nomination. Any other nominations? Hearing none, I hereby declare Commissioner Repay appointed to the Lake County Study Commission on Veterans Affairs. Okay. Ted, did you get a chance to speak
I
with,
got nothing back from Jason.
you got nothing back? Do you want to defer the rest of the
I
appointments?
would make a motion to defer the rest of next month until
Postpone,
we get back
sorry.
our
Second.
area veteran service.
Okay,
officer.
motion's been made and seconded to postpone to July 16th. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. Okay. Okay, now we will, move forward, is
You wanna
there
change-
this? What's that?
wanna do that one first or go to the health? Do that one first?
Yeah. Okay, now we will do the Lake County Health Board. Let's see, who do we take first?
On the health board.
Yeah, the Health Board
I'm sorry.
appointment.
Do I need to make a motion to open up interviews? Or can we do this? We've never done this before and it's
Yeah, we've never.
kind of silly, but
Yeah.
my vast knowledge of medical history and least qualified to be having this interview.
Well, we can give you to next month to do a refresher's course. Okay. I hereby open up, I hereby open up interviews for the Lake County Health Board. So we will,
Madam President.
yes,
Is there some confusion about the actual number of persons interested in being on the health board?
I'll state that I did receive calls of other individuals who are interested in sitting on the board. They did not realize, because I don't believe we advertised, that we were holding interviews today. So we do have, I believe, all three members who applied, who have shown interest and forwarded their resume or letters of interest are here today. So I would recommend that we still interview them today. We don't have to make a decision today. We can also hold interviews at our next meeting and then make our decision.
Well, how many others are interested in?
I know of
Or is it open until such time as it is officially advertised?
Well, Madam Chairman.
Yes.
I agree. I don't think we've done a good job of getting notice out that this is even an option right now. And especially given the fact that now people are starting to call. I don't know if they saw it on the agenda or how they became aware, but I don't think there's any harm in doing the interviews today, keeping the interviews open, and then voting at next month's meeting.
But is there a closing date for applying for the
You
position?
could create one.
We could
Sure.
create one. Yeah, maybe, and however maybe we could send out a notice and then create that. Maybe.
Yeah, we could post it on our website.
Yeah, we could post it on our website, maybe make it 2 weeks from today or,
Whatever the will of the council.
yeah, whatever the will of the council.
Next council meeting in July even.
Next council meeting? Okay,
We'll be here.
yeah.
Well,
Councilman Ham, did you have something to say?
Oh, we don't know.
I said, we don't know when the July meeting is yet. We still have to
Oh, yeah.
discuss
It's true.
Madam President,
Yes.
we do have some applicants here today, and if they knew about this, I'm not certain how others didn't know about this.
Yeah, I don't know. And that's one of the questions actually is how did they learn of this? Because we didn't send anything out. In fact, I don't think we knew we had an appointment for that matter. So it's just when I started, I mean, I think somebody came to our meeting and made that aware actually. So,
And I had made a comment when we started this that I thought we needed to advertise this and be transparent with it. And it seemed like it was just something we were kind of, I don't know if it was confusion or what of how we were going to appoint someone, but in the future, maybe we need to come up with a process, since these are public meeting interviews, where we are really out front and transparent, have specific deadlines attached to it. Because I don't think it's fair to people that did come today if we don't give them all consideration.
and we are giving them consideration. I don't want to we are giving them consideration. We're going to ask them questions. We're going to interview them today, and everyone we interview is a consideration.
Thank you.
Okay.
I don't think we've ever had to, is my time up here, we've never, Councilman Niemeyer, just so you're aware, ever had to do interviews like this in a public interview. It just seems, I don't know, creative and weird that you would have us do the interviewing instead of, I don't know.
Yeah, we've never,
It's
I don't
just
recall.
new, this whole thing's.
Maybe RBA board we did, or some board. we
I kind of
did.
like it.
I think it's driven by the fact that usually there's only one person seeking appointment.
Right.
So
True.
Yeah, we just, I don't know why this health department issue seems to be big, but.
Okay, so we'll move forward. Let me see. Trying to see who applied first, and I'm not sure. So we'll start with the name I have in front of me. Maya Angelo Brown. Are you here?
I don't think she got.
No, she's not here. Okay, Dorian Patel, want to come forward?
Madam Chair, before questioning starts, I have a question for legal counsel. It says in here, by way of explanation, not limitation, areas of inquiry could include why the applicant's interested, says could include. So this entire last paragraph, I was wondering where these criteria for questioning were taken from.
I was just asked to give some potential questions that
From-
would.
But who gave the guidance on that?
I did, I
You
asked,
did?
yeah.
Okay,
I asked him.
thank you.
So,
Would it, either, you want to stand there or?
you want to sit? Would you prefer? Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever makes you more comfortable.
I won't hurt you.
Okay, all right. Okay, so you want to say a few words first?
I do. May I read a brief introduction of myself?
Okay.
My name is Dorian Patel. I live in Cherville, Indiana. Good morning, and thank you to the county council members for all you do for Lake County. I am a lifelong resident of Lake County. I was born here, raised our family here, and truly believe that Lake County is the best place to live. I started my healthcare journey as a receptionist in the radiology department at Gary Methodist Hospital while I was still in high school. I fell in love with the medical profession and became friends with coworkers who encouraged me to join the X-ray program at Indiana University Northwest. That is where my healthcare career began. And I have had many wonderful experiences working at 8 healthcare facilities in 3 different states. I have performed many duties over the years, including a midlife career change to go through an intense ultrasound program to become a diagnostic medical sonographer. I have been honored to be employed by the community healthcare system for the past 20 years, now as a senior ultrasound technologist. My love of patient care is unwavering. There is nothing more rewarding than putting a patient at ease during an exam and then performing an exam which will help diagnose their illness. I am here today as a healthcare provider, a patient, and a Lake County taxpayer. My interest in applying for an appointment to the Lake County Board of Health is in the spirit of cooperation. I deeply care about the health of our community, and I believe that a healthy county is a successful county. Thank you.
So I'll ask the first question. How is it that you learned of the health board opening?
It had to be mentioned somewhere, or else we would have never gone forward with these applications. And I don't recall the exact moment or day, but it was mentioned somewhere that applications were being accepted.
Okay, all right. Anyone have any questions?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
with your expertise, what would you look to bring to this board?
Years of experience working with committees, working with patients, working with administration, and in general, being able to contribute good ideas and thoughts for the success of any program.
Do you have any knowledge what this board entails at this time?
Can you be specific?
Just anything that may stand out that you see from the outside of this board that may need some attention. And I'm not going to go into the weeds too much because you've been in this medical field as pretty much as long as I've been alive. So, your resume is very impressive to me. So I would just like to know, what do you really see that stands out in your mind from this board here that, you know, that you see that needs your expertise there?
I think when a topic is brought up, and that's a very broad question, if a specific topic is brought up, I think when you have a lot of experienced minds in one room, there's always a solution to a problem.
Thank you. Appreciate that answer.
You're welcome.
Madam Chair, question.
Yes.
So with the new health funding that the state has appropriated for health departments across the state, how would your resume and your expertise lend itself to proper application and oversight of those funds?
That is always an important aspect of any program. I feel that at every level, from budgeting in the family to budgeting with hospital supplies, money and accounting for programs is always very important. And again, that discussion would be advantageous when brought forth, when a budget is brought forth to discuss. If that answers your question.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Councilman Brown?
Have you attended a Lake County Health Department board meeting prior to today? And if so, how many? And then also, do you know specifically what the duties of the Lake County Health Department boards are?
I have attended the last 2 meetings. The duties of the health board are not really public. It's sort of the health board has sort of operated on their own. And I believe this is the first time where the public has attended their meetings, the last 2 meetings. And those of us who have attended are very interested in finding out how the health board operates. what their goals are. We listened to Michelle, the new project manager for the health board, and she was very impressive. So we're here to find out more about how the health board operates and hopefully become a part of that.
Who's we?
All those on the board and all those who are applying and the general public.
We're speaking for everyone.
I'm speaking for me and a few other people that are interested and that have attended the health board meetings.
So it's a group effort.
Lots a few interested citizens that, yes.
Fair enough.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, you stated that the duties weren't clear, but one of the obligations is that you follow the CDC guidance. Are you aware of that?
Yes, that was brought to our attention at the last health board meeting.
And are you available for the meetings? 7:30 in the morning is when they usually meet.
We have made ourselves, yes, I have made myself available for the 7:30 meetings for the past 2 meetings.
I mean, okay, so you would be available for the meetings?
Yes.
Okay, and would you be willing to report to this council from time to time?
I would be willing to do that.
Okay, any other questions? Thank you. You have any comments, any last comments from me?
No, just thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for your interest. Thank you. Okay, next we have Cynthia. Cynthia, is it Hoyce?
Hi, I don't know if anybody needs a copy of my resume. Hi, I'm Dr. Cindy Hess. Been a physician for over 30 years. I was an academic teaching medicine in Pittsburgh and Chicago for 18 years. In the past 15 years, I've worked in FQHCs in Gary, Indiana. I was chief medical officer in my position in Pittsburgh, and I was chief medical officer for 9 years at an FQHC here in Gary. I've been involved this entire time in collaborations with the Indiana Department of Health and looking at numbers of diabetes, following on hypertensive patients, SIDS deaths, mental health, smoking, tobacco cessation, teenage pregnancy. I've been involved in writing those grants to get the money. So there really isn't much that I have not seen working, especially in my last FQHC. We had the tuberculosis clinic that we ran for Lake County. So I oversaw the people that went out and had to test the people, made sure they got their medicine. We actually made home visits to them. I was part of the asthma program, going out to homes in Gary for kids that had asthma to make sure that they could get their asthma under control as best as they could without having to go to the hospital or be hospitalized. We also have an HIV infectious disease clinic that was in my last FQHC. So we were in charge of taking care of people who were diagnosed with HIV, make sure their health was good, taking their medication. Also, we had a program, part of the sickle cell program down at Riley's Medical Children's Hospital. They came up to Gary once a month, and so I oversaw the providers that helped in that clinic. So in all honesty, I've always been interested in urban medicine, the care of the patient population, no matter where you live. Everybody should get the best care. That's always been my philosophy. That's why I've always worked in urban medicine in a teaching capacity. So I know the numbers, and I hate to say this, but Lake County has usually run pretty low across the country of their numbers of diabetes, hypertension, obesity, smoking. And so we need to get those numbers up. And with 2020, when COVID came, everything shut down. So we didn't really have a lot of focus at that time in other health matters besides COVID. And since that time, when things have been opening up, I hate to say it, but diabetes in adolescents is up 800% across the country. Mental health, teenage suicide, depression is up 600%, especially in Lake County. So I've always been involved in the sense of the collaborations, working as a team, looking at the numbers, making sure that we can increase and better the health in Lake County as much as possible. I'm a very transparent physician. My patients know that as soon as I get any lab results in them, boom, they get a call from me that day, they get it mailed out to them. We have to be transparent. We have to help people, we have to get them involved and like wanting to take care of their health. The other thing I should say is the FQHC that I worked at, we went out to practically every high school in Lake County for 9 years and did sports physicals every August, immunization, mobile units. There hasn't been any high school that I have not been to where we provided this. So I'm a team player. I'm active. I want just the best health for everybody. We've got to get back on board. Since 2020, our numbers are terrible again. So I'm interested in being part of the Lake County Board of Health so that we can start working on people's health in this area and get back and make up for time that we lost with COVID.
Councilman Brown.
Yes, what do you mean by our numbers are low?
Well, percentage wise, our percentage of people who are diabetic with elevated HbA1cs, we rank, the US government gives us numbers to target every year. And actually there's a big project for diabetes and hypertension for 2025. Obviously that year got pushed back because of COVID, but our numbers, what average what the US government wants us to see, and actually the state of Indiana, our percentage of where we are is actually, we're higher than what we want to be. Low meaning that we're very low in the state, like you want, state 1, state 2, state 3. Those are people that are really doing well in managing their diabetics and hypertensive. I hate to say it, but Indiana as a whole, in Lake County, we are in the lower 40s, mid 40s, where we rank for how we manage our diabetic population, how we manage our hypertensive population, our obesity, our immunization rate, our teen pregnancy. So we have to get up. We have to help people to be able to get up, to have better lives, better health.
What
So-
do you mean providing services to that patient population?
Right. I mean, the FQHC that I work at right now, we take care of from birth to 100 or over 100. Federally funded qualified health centers is where I work at right now. But we work very close with the Indiana Department of Health. When I was CMO, we had to report our numbers quarterly down to Indianapolis at the Indiana Department of Health. We had to be part of collaborations of what were we doing in our clinic to better our diabetics, to lower the blood pressure of our patients. We had to quarterly go down there and show collaborations and write up projects that we were doing to show that we were bettering the health of people in Lake County.
So it's treatment, it's diagnosis and treatment?
Right. We follow, most places across the country follow best practices, which are guidelines set by the US government. And we pretty much have to follow those, and we have to show the data. That's part of the electronic health records, is to put in our data and take it out quarterly and look at it, like what's our percentage of diabetics with HbA1cs above 8? What's the percentage of our hypertensive patients? We have to show data that the tuberculosis patients we were taking care of, are they taking their medicine? Are they getting their cultures? Are they resolving the disease? And same with our HIV. STD is a huge project that's been worked on for the past couple of years because the STD rates, unfortunately, are way up also, a lot of it since COVID. So, but with EHR, we have data now where we didn't have a lot of data before. So we're able to analyze it.
Any other
Madam
questions?
President?
Yes.
I'll ask you the same question I asked Mrs. Patel about the budget. So we've got a lot of money and we've heard from Mr. Dauphin in our meetings and they're really trying to kind of figure out how to manage this influx of a lot of money in their budget. What are some things in your experience that can help with the oversight and implementation of programs that are beneficial to public health?
Well, again, being a CMO or my last FQHC, I had to go to the board meetings. And even though we're nonprofit FQHC, we had government money. So we only got so much. So we knew that we had to monitor our programs. We had so much money. allotted to each program, so we had to make sure that we didn't go over it. And every time we maybe thought, like with the tuberculosis clinic, we needed another worker to be able to go out to these homes. We had to, submit what that person was gonna cost, including their benefits, their salary, their transportation cost. So we had to make sure that everything we did was approved by the board of our HQHC. And so we have to be budget wise. We have to manage the money well, it can't like be an unlimited split, especially because we were nonprofit. So we only had so much money that we had to do. So we had to justify if we needed more workers or we wanted to implement this program, that not only were we going to be able to have the money to be able to run it well, but that we had to show them what we were doing monthly, presenting at our meetings.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? Councilman Brewer, you want to ask your same question?
Well, I asked the same question, but I want to follow up your question. Will you be able to make the meetings, that early in the morning? I see you're already present here doing some things with IU. So will you be able to make the meetings?
Yes,
Yes.
as long as I have notice, and I give enough notice, because to my office that I need to be off, just reschedule my patients, yes.
And what do you see as a major concern at this time that you see from the outside, from the board, what they need to be working on?
The concern with me that I would want to do, like with the board, is just with transparency. I just need, we need to get the numbers out. We need to see where we're at since COVID. I mean, mental health across the board, as we all know, took a big hit with COVID. And teen depression, teen suicide is way up. I mean, I'm actually a pediatrician, and every patient I see, I'm mainly a behavioral health person to them, because the lack of mental health services across the country, the waiting time to get in anywhere is 6 months to a year. So we need to be transparent. We need to look into programs to help people out there so they're able to get access to a program that they need just to better themselves, not only physical health, but mental health.
Thank you.
And how did you hear about the opening?
I just heard from word of mouth. I've always been honestly, been looking for something, just because I have a passion for what I do. And I have a lot of energy. I'm a mother of 4 children and a husband. My children are all raised now and stuff. So I just have a passion that everybody has good health.
Any other questions? Okay, and I'll ask the same one. You understand that the board is obligated to follow CDC guidelines.
Right.
Okay. All right. You have anything else you want to add?
No, if I'm appointed, I would be so thankful, and I'm ready to go.
Okay, and they do meet 4 times a year currently, so
Sure.
shouldn't interfere with your schedule too much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Maya did not show up. Is she here? No. All right, thank you. All right, anybody else have any comments or anything on that? All right, so
Madam President,
we need a deferment.
yeah, I was just gonna ask, if we were talking about putting a time frame in place,
Okay,
could we do a time frame and put like the 28th, that you would have to have your resumes and things in at that time, so that gives us enough time to review whenever we have our next meeting, at this time. But I think we should put something in place before we move forward, so everyone is aware, because we did just interview 2 at this time.
so June 28th. Okay, so that'll have to be in the notice. Okay, right. Sounds good. Does anyone have a discussion? Everyone in favor of that, or?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay,
I'm in favor of that. I just want to make sure that when we have the next round of interviews, sometimes as time goes by, maybe it would be good to have the current applicants here as well, so we have a good point of comparison when we're making a decision.
sure, you're welcome. Okay, still need a motion to.
Why don't we do that as a motion as the councilman just, and somebody could second that.
Okay. So I make that a motion that we schedule that the closing of the interviews will be on the 28th of June.
A second.
Wait, what was the motion? I'm
Closing
sorry.
of applications.
Oh, okay, all right. I said meeting. Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0. Okay, now I need a deferment for the health board interviews, for the appointment
So moved.
and interviews. Okay, motion's been made and to postpone to July, well, next meeting. Okay. The motion's been made and seconded.
Well, I
Go
think
ahead.
the confusion is going to be that there's going to be a motion to move the meeting from the 16th to the 9th. So why don't we, probably should have done those motions reversed, but so if the motion, a friendly amendment to the motion that would reflect to the July 9th meeting. And then.
That applies.
Yeah.
Okay,
July 9th meeting.
okay, motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Okay, next is on the agenda.
Does that mean that we're going to forego the study session?
We're on that discussion now. Okay, changing the July county study session and meeting dates. So, there's options of having the meeting on the second Tuesday as usual. Currently it's scheduled for July 16th, which is the third Tuesday of the month. I suggested holding the meeting on July 9th, our regular second Tuesday of the month. And then there's the option of scheduling a study session or not having a study session in July.
I say we do no study session and just hold the meeting on the 9th and just have everybody come on that day and we'll have the discussion into the public.
Okay, is that a motion?
That's a motion. I'll second. If that's a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Councilman Niemeyer, where you at?
Not good, yeah.
You're good?
Yep.
Okay, I know you have this schedule. Okay, all in favor signify by aye, or do we need a roll call for that? No? Okay. Okay, opposed? Motion passes. So the meeting will be July 9th, no study session. All right, thank you all.
Good enough.
All right, any council members have anything they?
Thanks.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
it was brought to my attention the other day by John Parr with the Carpenters Union, Central Midwest Carpenters, of a potential issue with a subcontractor at the job site at the cold storage facility in my district at 2 and 65. And I would like to just take a moment to hear from Brad Matthews, if you wouldn't mind coming up, speaking, telling us a little bit about what's going on there. And the reason this became kind of an issue was it was a July study session last year where we had representatives from Indiana Cold Storage and their contractors and representatives of Lake County. We spoke at length about the fact that we were doing a tax abatement, that we needed to make sure that these jobs were local jobs and done with union skilled labor. So Brad, if you would, thanks.
Yes, good morning. My name is Brad Matthews. I'm a Lake County resident. I'm also a representative for the Central Midwest Regional Council of Carpenters. I appreciate your time this morning. As Randy mentioned, the project is U.S. Cold Storage down there in Lowell, and, they came in front of you guys, July 6th of 2023, made a commitment to local labor. The reason that's so important is, obviously we want local workers that live in our county to have opportunities to work on these projects so they can support their families. Not only that, support our local economy. It was brought to our attention that U.S. Cold Storage hired a contractor out of New Jersey. So all that money is going to be going back to New Jersey for those workers on that project. It's also our understanding that they received abatements and incentives for that project. So we lost out on some tax dollars that we could have had on that project. So we're losing out on that money too. Just a couple talking points is, that hurts our workers, it hurts our workforce. The workers in Northwest Indiana have fought for a high standard of living and high wages and benefits. So I just wanted to I felt it was necessary to bring that to your attention that, they're not, they're in the commitment that they made to the council.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
if
Councilor
I
Beasley.
could, good morning.
More.
It started with me about 5 years ago with that group.
Mhm.
And back then it was called Project Pumpkin. We were looking at bringing it in, how do we do it? And that project was killed. It was stopped dead in the water. At that time, Commissioner Shube wanted nothing to do with it. No one else. It was dead. We revitalized it, looked at it as a great program with a commitment from U.S. Cold Storage that they would come in front of Northwest Indiana Building Trades and they would pre-job everything. Their work assignments would be done and we wouldn't have this issue and wouldn't have any work stoppage. Very disappointed. There's expansion. There's more than one phase to this job. So it obviously, it is what it is right now, but I can tell you where I stand in the future with dealing with them right now. So
there's nothing that, because I remember I was there too when they were talking about the meeting. There's nothing we can do at this point.
well, I would say that we have responsible bid ordinances, where we're at with what's been let out. We'd have to look at it from that aspect, and that would come from, the commissioners would be the ones that would.
I don't think there were any PLAs that were signed on this particular project. Right, so I think that utilizing at least some, specific reference to that study session where they came to, and I have video recording of it because I record these things. I kind of.
Yes, we know. Where is she at?
Well, she's watching on YouTube,
Oh,
so
okay.
thankfully we have a good stream now here, but so in that record, I mean, it was pretty clear what their commitment was to this project as part of that exchange, and I think it's fair if we as a council, at the very minimum, show a unified front and offer some communication to them that reminds them of their commitment to this project, that this needs to be local labor and skilled union labor.
Was that project abated, tax abated?
Yes.
Yeah,
If it was, they have to file annual, CF1s to show they're in compliance on an annual basis. And if that was part of it,
Well, that's the problem, Councilman, is that, like Mr. Palmetier indicated, they would not sign a project labor agreement. So there was a commitment, and
Verbal.
everybody remembers it because we all sat in the study session and heard it. I've been talking to Matt Reardon about this. Matt's been communicating. I think we would have a difficult time saying they can't have their abatement, but I don't disagree with what Councilman Niemeyer is saying. Everybody heard the same thing.
all of us signing on a letter, supporting what these folks we got Randy Palmetier and Ron Ware here as well. All of them represent here in Northwest Indiana is that commitment to excellence and a commitment to local skilled labor. So I think it'd be good for all of us to have kind of a united front here and put a little pressure on this and make sure that people in the future also know that we're not going to take our eyes off the ball.
I agree.
I agree. So for the expansion, they would have to come before the.
No, because it's, the whole project it's a 10-year abatement on the project.
Oh, 10 year, the whole project.
Bring a motion that a letter be sent on all of our behalf.
Yeah, so I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda so we can consider this item as a letter from the council in support of local skilled union labor on this project.
Okay, that's the motion. Is there a second?
Okay.
Okay. Any discussion from anyone?
Just on discussion,
Yeah.
this is, I'm trying to get my hands around this whole thing. I wish we would have Ned or Steve in here because there's other commitments. I want to make sure that, I mean, with all respect to organized labor, which is my roots, but we had commitments on Iowa and some other improvements. If they're willing to, which I think that we have in
It's
writing.
actually Colorado where
It's Colorado Street right there. Okay, yeah. And yeah, I get south of 30, they all blends in the same.
It's God's country down there, Ted.
They'll probably bump it.
All of it's God's country.
President, why are we limiting this one project to making sure we have skilled labor on the job?
I think what we're trying to do is just tackle what's in front of us. When we have these big projects, they do, if they're looking for abatement, they have to come in front of us anyways, and that's where we get an opportunity to have a seat at the table. I believe that some of Indiana's laws preclude our ability to kind of swing a real heavy hammer, but we can swing the hammer that we have, and this is part of it, is being able to put a little pressure on it, show a unified front, and make sure we remind the people that we're doing business with that this is how we expect business to be done when we're offering tax incentives to support projects.
But can someone enlighten me about why and how a company gets around project labor agreement?
There wasn't one signed,
There wasn't.
Okay.
and they don't have to in Indiana. They don't have to sign one. Go ahead.
If I could add to what there was a timeline on this, Councilman Brown. This project was dead. They wanted to get it up. We did truly go on there. Normally, you're 100% right. It's in place. Any work done here, responsible bid ordinances in place. That work doesn't happen. Private entities do. At that time, it was Don Kolobowski, Roses was running that. Karen was still, she's been passed on now, but they brought that project to us. We said we agreed, made these agreements to move forward, to expedite this, to get the job, get the development, and they just fell short with, they weren't, maybe they didn't think we cared as much as we do about good paying jobs in Northwest Indiana. So I think anything we can do to pull the rug out, I'm done with the company myself. I think if we look at, and maybe we should have our attorneys, not only send a letter, a resolution, but maybe we look at it and say, you know what, we're not gonna assist you anymore with any of the expansions. And quite frankly, I think we should, on Colorado Street, that expansion, and some of the things we gave them breaks on to get the project up. I don't know what we can rescind and what we can't, but maybe we need to look onto that and let them sue us then.
So motion right now on the floor is to add it to the agenda.
Yeah. That's the,
Okay, I have one question for you, Constable Mayor. Have you reviewed the video?
Yeah.
So we do have the commitment. Okay. Okay.
and I sent it to the Central Midwest Carpenters too when we were discussing this. So I did
Okay.
break out that video and send it over to them.
All right. Any other question?
Second.
You seconded? Motion's been made and seconded. Okay, no further discussion. Roll call, please.
Ham.
Yeah.
Brewer.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Bldg.
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
That was to add it to the agenda.
Yeah, so
Yes.
now if we could, I'd like to make a motion to formulate a letter in the form of a resolution from the council to memorialize the record made in the public study session in support of 100% local skilled union labor on that job.
I would like to submit that, to have them come before us at our July meeting and give an explanation as to why.
You want to subpoena them?
Well, whoa, yeah.
I was gonna say, we got no reason for them to come in.
Just force them. Do we have that power?
We have investigatory power and subpoena power, but not this loose I mean, it would have to, so there's a motion. And if your second's not to second what that says, then that's not a second. He's
Did
not,
somebody second?
he's making it, he's amending the motion.
He's asking me to amend my motion.
Yeah.
And I have not amended it. I think that the best thing is clear and precise and put some pressure on this.
And instead of a resolution, I assume we're talking about a letter
Okay.
signed by all the council.
I'll amend that to a letter, not a resolution.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
You concur, Dave?
Yes.
In a second, thanks.
Well, did Charlie second that?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Just want to make sure we don't have 2 seconds on the floor.
So can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, discussion, sure.
I think we put in there that we asked them to get back to the table, to sit down, to make sure the work assignments are assigned properly to local contractors, to the Northwest Indiana Building Trades and you guys, to make sure that that is added to the letter to say what we're asking for is to work out these differences, make sure local contractors are utilized and that bid opportunity.
I concur.
Something to them.
Yeah, I concur.
Okay. All right, any further discussion? Okay. Do we, oh, roll call please.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bldg,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Beard.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Anything else, Brad?
No, that's it. I
Yes.
appreciate your guys' attention to this matter and
Yeah,
thank you
thanks.
for your time.
Yep,
Thank you.
Question for ourselves. That's, I'm agreeing with Randy 100%, but who is going to do this? So we don't think.
We'll draft it up.
Yeah, we'll drop the letter from us.
Yeah.
Yeah, draft it up. Can I ask, what have you guys done so far? Have you met with anyone? Have you-
Yes, we tried, meeting with the project manager out there, the contractor, this is the general contractor out there, and also US Cold Storage representatives as well on this matter. Also this morning, we went out there and exercised our First Amendment right by notifying the public of the situation out there of not having local laborers.
Are you planning on continuing to do?
Yes, we do until the issue gets resolved.
Just so the council's clear, is that at gate 1 or gate 2?
Oh. Well, right now it's just an informative banner, so it doesn't.
Okay.
At a certain gate, it doesn't.
Okay.
Oh, well, we can get them to take that second gate.
Madam Chair, I think it'd be good if we acknowledge Mr. Palmetier, Mr. Ware, if they have any comments they'd like to add to this
Yes.
from the Northwest Indiana Building and Trades Council.
What's that? Oh, Ray, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yes, just to follow up on your question on subpoena power. You have subpoena power, this case law I was involved in about 20 years ago, where Judge Kanzig in Chicago on a case where we were suing a realtor. The issue came up, do you have subpoena power? We argued it. He agreed we had subpoena power and they failed to appeal. So you have a case law that you have a case that says you have subpoena power, but it's pursuant to the statute, which gives you the right to establish and go forward with the investigatory committee. So that would be your first session, your first act would be to form a committee as council as a whole to form it, to investigate a certain aspect. That gives you subpoena power, which
Ray, I think your name will be on the public record forever.
it already is.
Stop work.
Yeah.
Planning department, building commission, yeah. That basically.
Randy, can you
Okay,
offer any?
No, I was at, Madam Chair, thank you, County Council, for the opportunity to speak here today. Randy Palmetier, Northwest Indiana Building Trades Council. So I was at that July 6th meeting, as all you, except Mr. King Brewer over here. But, yeah, they did basically publicly say they were going to use union labor on the job. And then as the project progressed, I started getting a weird feeling about the racking. That's what we're talking about here, not the whole project, just the racking part of it. Working with the affiliates of the building trades and actually at that time with the carpenters, we started seeing it was going south. And then US Cold Storage was pretty open about they were going to bring in a non-signatory from out of town to do the racking part of it. And we've been working behind the scenes on it, trying not to involve you guys too much in it. So yeah, and I can, going back to your original conversations that Mr. Councilman Brown had brought up, I'll get you some language. I can tighten that up. We do have a project labor agreement ordinance at this county. And it is not illegal in the state of Indiana to make somebody sign a PLA.
Yeah, with
To push a wage scale is not for a PLA. But they come after it every year, but they haven't this year. This year, as of right now, we have no ban on project labor agreements or responsible bidding ordinances in the state of Indiana. Thank God. It was there, but it was removed. So I can get you language going forward, and then I would ask if we had, like City of Hammond, this is more to Mr. O'Donnell, we have our economic development agreements. There's language in that too, in a lot of the bigger cities. You know, Gary's got language. Hammond's got some pretty tight language. I can even get you that too.
When are they hanging their head on that racking, trying to stay special?
Well, and it's not only that project, it's Corex and Crown Point. There's A lot of these cold storages are coming to this area, they're hanging their hat on that it's so niche and specialized. If there's one little hole and.
You guys can't. do.
Right, well, we build anything from a birdhouse to an oil refinery. I mean, we know what we're doing up there.
Right.
This is not like other parts of the country. We have the training and the skills is, and I concur with everything that Brad said. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous for them to throw that at us when we build we got steel mills in our backyard, refineries, all the way down, like I said, to a doghouse, so.
Is this the subcontracted that they got out of what town did you swear? What state?
New Jersey.
Out of Jersey. Have they performed work in the past for them? Is that what there's a relationship?
I would say there's some type of relationship, but as Brad pointed out, it's been hard to get in contact with them. Ironically, I did get a call from US Cold Storage on walking it and coming into this meeting.
I mean, did you guys try to sign the contractor signing the rack? You guys went there, offered to sign them, put them
Yeah,
on
we
a
have been
permit or
having a
something?
conversation with them.
You have, and no avail? Obviously, you're here,
Yeah,
right?
well, we're here.
Well, when they sent the letter out, Ted, most of you guys probably don't know what a two-gate system is. Well, I know you do, but that's an immediate red flag of we're
Absolutely.
going non-union when they send a letter. So US Cold Storage actually, or the United Panels sent out a letter stating they were going to go to a two-gate system. That was kind of our first shot across the bow, but.
Because they definitely didn't market themselves. Those of us that were here just for the benefit of the rest of the council, they were very upfront. This was going to be a job that was going to create jobs, good paying jobs in the construction. The longevity, sustainable jobs is okay. It's nothing fantastic. But that shot in the arm of really well paying construction jobs was supposed to be there. And then they turn around and do this crap. So.
Well, I'll do fairness to the US Court. They were working with us closely. The rest of the job was union, to my knowledge, at least on our end. And then the racking's always been an issue with all these cold storage projects. For some reason, they have their own people they want to bring in that do it. And I think it's a crew of people that travel around and do it. But anyway, we could do the damn work. Our guys can do the work. Working with Ron Ware and the ironworkers, I know the carpenters claim it too. There's a couple trades that claim that work, but we can do it.
Well, that's why they should iron
Right.
it out at a pre-job, right?
Exactly. So I just want to thank you guys for your due diligence and your time as always. Mr. Brewer, welcome to the council, sir.
Councilman Neymar, you may get a call from the Speaker of the Indiana House. About your admonishing a company about signing a PLA. You all have always been opposed to.
I know the Speaker of the House and I'm okay with the phone call from him. I'd be happy to have that conversation.
Like incidental.
I'll invite you to it, Charlie.
Well, thank you for bringing it to our attention, Councilman Nardi.
Thank you.
Ron's got anything?
All right, public comment. Good, Ron? Okay, public comment now open. Anyone in the public? Yes, come on forward.
Hi,
Hi.
my name is Barbara and I'm from Hobart, Barbara Catellis. Again, having this problem, no printer. Okay, there we go. Good morning, council, and thank you for conducting these interviews today for the health board. We asked you to reach out to qualified people in the community to be considered for these health board vacancies, and you did exactly that, and thank you very much. I guess my friends here forget that I was the person that told them about the vacancies. I happened to be at a commission meeting and was speaking with Jerry Repay afterwards, and he had just, I'm sorry.
Know if Mike and Jerry would like to see.
Well, you guys got the first halves of your names mixed up one time. I remember that.
Of course,
Lin-
yeah.
What was it, Linda Meyer?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Flores, may rest in peace. Always
Yeah.
different names for Pete.
So anyway, Mike Repay, and he happened to have just gotten a letter from the state health department saying that due to the size of Lake County, that we would be now having 2 extra board members. It was 7, it was going to be 9. And so I said, well, what can someone do if they want to be considered? And he said, have them send their resume to me and the president or the chairman of the county council. So that's how you got those. I don't believe it was ever advertised, but maybe they will be. Okay. An organization exists for a purpose. The election board exists to have free and fair elections. The health board exists to promote health. And both of those organizations, even you, need to adhere to certain laws. I don't feel like the health board is doing a good job on adhering to the laws. The reason I say that is we have been trying to get copies of the minutes of their meetings for a very long time. In December, I think I reached maybe 5 records requests trying to get minutes for their meetings of 2023. Got nothing. Now, I know that was the commission and you're the council, but I'm telling you because I'm hoping maybe you can get something done for us. With an attorney's help, we got 1 set of minutes for 2021 and 1 for 2022, none for 23. Why does this matter? Past performance is a predictor of future performance. We want to see how they operate and what they were doing. Another way in which they don't follow the law is prior to SEA 4, when there were 7 board members, there were supposed to be 3 of one party and 4 of the other party. I don't think that existed. Now there are to be 4 of one party and 5 of the other. I'm a Republican, but who cares? It doesn't matter. I went to the 2 recent health board meetings in 2024, and I would be very surprised if there was even 1 Republican board member in that room. Now, I don't know because I don't know who the board members are. I have called the administrator. In the last couple of weeks, I called 5 times, never got a call back. How does a person find this information out? The health board is not only responsible for good health. They are supposed to communicate with the taxpayers. And I think this is something they have to aspire to. I'm looking forward to seeing 4 Republican members on that board. And I want someone to check the voter rolls to see if they indeed are Republican voters. Right now, there is 1 person on the board who says his affiliation is independent. Independent is not a party. There may be a person on there with no voter history. That person's not a Republican or Democrat voter. So these housekeeping details, if you will, have to be looked into. Who has oversight over the health board? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who gives them performance reviews? Who gives them raises? I was hoping that someone from the council or commission would come to the recent health board meeting. That's why I sent you all an email with the date and time, and no one showed up. I really want to know who has oversight over these appointees that are on the health board. I know you can't answer that question. Let's just say it's a rhetorical question, but you know what I mean. Thank you.
It's the same people that have accountability over our state legislators that do such a fine job and never get questioned.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
So the statute as it relates to partisan makeup of boards and commissions, there are several of them, that are governed by that statute: a Park and Recreation Board, a BZA, a Plan Commission, a Health Board. I do think it would be a worthwhile thing once the board is set to do a check and make sure that we're meeting that statute. I do believe that within that, it does allow for independent, because I think, and Ray might be able to quote it, or Tom, but I believe it says that you can't have, if you have a 9-member board, you can't have more than 5 members of one party.
That's what the statute says.
So
Right.
you could
16,
technically have 5 Democrats and 4 independents. Okay, that technically would meet the statute, but because that's been tested before. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that.
Wanted to lower it up, Democrats could just say, well, I'm independent.
Well, they would actually have to show that in a voting record, that in the statute it does, and this is the thing with partisan primaries that people sometimes are confused of why we have them, is it establishes qualified party membership. So both parties go by the two primary rule. And I'm speaking from my party chairman's hat here a little bit. So it's important if people don't declare ever in a primary, then technically they can lean in on being an independent. So, but that would have to be vetted as well. All of it needs to be vetted. I don't disagree with you, Barb. This isn't a matter of agreement or disagreement. I'm just saying that as we apply these standards to our boards and commissions, we have to, as you said, we have to stand on the law. And I would like
Unless you identify as a Democrat or a Republican, then you don't want them on the board. What if you share some of the beliefs in both and you follow the lines of independent? They should have an opportunity. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I follow more on an independent line, and I would think it would be a shame that I would not be allowed because of my my no willingness to follow any party blindly shouldn't be punished.
But if you vote in a Democrat primary, technically.
That's exactly why, because you have
Yeah.
a super majority of, the Republican Party you speak so much of, it's in this state, there's not one Democrat statewide that's elected, not one. This state is ran by the Republicans 100%. There's not one Democrat that holds a statewide office in the state of Indiana. So, I mean, it's not like there's this big, huge thing. It just, decisions were made that some people didn't agree with and some people did, and now it's blowing out of proportion. It's crazy.
I'll take the time to do a review on some of that stuff.
Any other public comment?
Yeah, I wish, Miss, what is your last name, please?
Patelis.
Patelis, would spread the word that elections are free and fair. You said that many people do not believe that elections are free and fair.
I said that.
Okay, what was your reference to elections?
The job of the election board is to ensure that elections are free and fair.
Wasn't that what I just said?
No, she was saying the job of the election board.
She was identifying the jobs of various
I think
boards.
that it was done free and fair. She said that's their job. They should be ensuring that it's done free and fair.
I think she did. Okay, any other public comment? All right, I'll entertain motion to adjourn.
So move.
Motion's been made. Seconded. Meeting adjourned.